Let's talk about sludge concentration per application. So sludge concentration means how much sludge is in the water that's coming off of the saw. So these two saws have 6 gallons per minute. Well, what's the water quality like coming off of that saw? Well, that blade is cutting 1/8 of an inch by 1.25 inches thick for the whole length of the slab with only 6 gallons a minute. So there's a tremendous amount of sludge being generated because the blade is not just cutting the stone, but it's cutting into the concrete, and it's also cutting, it's the tool wear, right? And so you have a very dirty kind of water because it's only 6 gallons a minute, but it's generating a lot of sludge constantly. If you had to calculate the percentage of sludge in the water volume that's coming off of that saw, you're probably at 30–40% of it is sludge, right? There's a lot of sludge. The saw is definitely the dirtiest machine. It's also one of the lowest water volume machines. Then you got the CNC router. Well, the CNC router, it's not as dirty as the saw. It's a little dirty because the finger bit, if you're using the finger bit to open the holes, which a lot of people don't because they're using a water jet to open the holes, but if you're using the finger bit to open the hole, we'll go with that example. The finger bit is cutting very low linear footage of finger bitting, right? It's only doing maybe a vanity or a kitchen sink per one slab. So you're talking about roughly about 8 or 9 linear feet on the sink, on the kitchen sink, and maybe 4 or 5 linear feet on the vanity. So you're doing a very small volume of sludge because the finger bit is 3/4 of an inch thick going through 1.25 inch material. However, after that, there's a Super Z that cleans up the sink, cleans up the outside edges on all the countertop pieces that are on the router, and then you have position 1 through 6 that are taking literally, the Super Z is taking 1 millimeter off, which is about a 30-second, and then you have position 1 through 6, which is taking less than a 30-second off every single tool, 6 positions, with a lot of water coming down 8 gallons a minute per pass. So if you have 7 tools after the finger bit, then you're having 7 tools that you're really taking off a millimeter or less by 8 gallons a minute that are falling down on the machine.